in 1 week, I've had 3 requests for a chandelier. And although this is more of a wall lamp, wall light, or I guess you could call it a wall sconce, I wanted to make something to reflect the requests that I've gotten with what materials I have on hand. And when I can stock up on some more materials, I'll definitely keep the chandelier project in mind. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where I love to do DIY projects. For this video, I made a gorgeous wall light. I love this design. I think you're gonna love it. But before I jump into the video, I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of Skillshare because there's so many YouTubers talking about Skillshare right now. But if you've never heard of them before, it is an online learning platform, and they offer over 17,000 different classes ranging from arts and crafts, DIYs, they have DIYs, photography, filmmaking, designing, graphic designing, digital designing, brush painting, brush lettering. I'm talking just a huge variety. Also, they have different things like business and business marketing, business strategies. They gave me a link to give to you where you can go sign up for 60 days. So you get Skillshare absolutely free. I get it for free for 60 days. You're getting it free for 60 days. So go grab that link, sign up. The first 500 people are going to get it free. And no, I do not get a kickback on this link whatsoever. This is just something they're giving to me to pass along to you. For this project, I start out using one of these thick plastic bowls from Dollar Tree, and you can find these in the wedding section. These are very common, and I've seen them around for as long as I can remember. These bowls have the same design as the fixture in the picture that I showed you earlier that I'm using to follow for my inspiration, which I thought was so neat. The first thing that you want to do is use your hot knife to cut the bowl in half. The first one, I actually freehanded it, and I'll tell you a little more about that in just a minute. I got it a little off-centered, which is why I'm using this square ruler here in the second bowl, on the second bowl, to make my cut. I cut out a place for my wire along the factory markings so I could have a power cord if I wanted to. And I just made that cut with my hot knife. And this is in case you do want to do it that way and, plug your light in. Next, I use this metal wreath from Dollar Tree. I cut off a piece of wire so I can hang it. I tried to run a piece of wire from one end to the other end of the bowl, but that didn't work. So as you can see here, I cut the wire where I would have a support bar running across the top. To cut this wire, you just want to take your cutters and work it back and forth, back and forth. Don't go in there trying to just squeeze it because you'll really hurt your hand. Just take your time, and like I said, just work it back and forth and it'll break off. Here you want the support bar to be facing upward. Next, I use my pliers and I pinch the end of the wire, and with my hand facing up with the pliers in my hand, I just twisted down. So I done the other side the same way, and then you want to make 2 holes in your bowl so you can run the wire that we just made. You can run the wire ends through the holes. This will hold up against the wall only one way. So if you put it in there the wrong way, all you have to do is just take it back out and flip it around. And that way you can hang it and it'll be flush against the wall. Now, all that's left to do is to add lights and decorate. You can use Christmas lights, of course, which I'll use in the other version I'm showing you. But for now, I'm going to use these battery-powered fairy lights. After I added lights, I placed some gems in the bottom to kind of help disguise the wires and the battery pack. Then I add some dangling gems that I picked up at Hobby Lobby on sale, of course. I got this pack for $5. And then I hooked one on each end of my wire pieces from the bottom. And I use these Christmas ornaments here in the center. And I just tied it around the top part of the wire. And that's all for this design. Now I'm going to show you another way that you can make this project and get a totally different look, a completely different design. I don't have the very first part of doing this on camera, but all I did was cut the bowl in half like you've seen before, and then I glued them together rim to rim with the Gorilla Clear Glue, and it says compared to E6000 on the tube, it dries in minutes instead of hours. I just love this glue. So I only added the glue around the rim. After I had it glued, I cut the center out of the bowl. Now I cut a piece of wire like before, leaving the support bar on the end. And you kind of want to bend it and spread it out a little bit. And this time I make holes on the sides of the bowls with my hot knife, and then I ran my wires through those holes, and I pinned my wires back just like before. Next, I take a strand of Christmas lights and weave them around and in and out of a piece of metal wire that I had cut off the metal wreath. And I'm making this so it'll fit in the groove there that I had just cut out with my hot knife, and that way it'll kind of fill up that gap and it'll sit flush against the wall instead of having a big bulky thing of Christmas lights or any lights that you're going to use. This will help fill it in so you can hang your light flush. I'm also using ornaments, Christmas ornaments that can be found at Hobby Lobby all year long. I cut one more piece of wire and I straightened this out as best as I could, and I just threaded that wire with some of those ornaments I just mentioned. I would just add a little bit of hot glue to secure them so they don't slide off. Then I placed that bar under the legs. The very last thing I did was glue some gems around the front where the two bowls meet. I'm virtually out of the regular size gems. I didn't have enough to go all the way around, so I had to use these bigger gems from Michael's, which I rarely use. I just like the small ones better, and I do believe that the small ones would look better on this project and kind of break up the light a little more too. But I still love this design, and I just, I really don't know which one I like more. I'd love to hear from you. If you have a favorite of these two in the comments, just let me know which one you like. This week's quote comes from Christy Yagwet, and her says, "Never look down on someone unless you're helping them stand." I love that. Thank you, Christy, for sharing. That is it for this DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget, if you want to join Skillshare and check it out, it is absolutely free. Just click on the link and I have it in the description box for you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in another DIY project.